Okay, my pattern for the skirt has not arrived yet. So what I decided to do was show you some techniques that we will be using when we do sew up the skirt. And one of the techniques, or the first one I'm going to show you today, is the invisible zipper. And that way you can practice on your own, and by the time the actual pattern comes in and we sew it up, you'll be very familiar with sewing an invisible zipper. And most definitely that is a very useful skill to have in sewing, because you would use that particular technique over and over and over and over again. And so also we're going to start discussing um, your your technique book, that binder that I initially told you about in some early videos. So this is one of the samples that's going to go into your technique binder, sewing technique binder. And then in a separate video, I'm going to go into more detail about your technique binder, because I don't think that pattern is going to get here in time. So I'll probably make a couple videos. I'm hoping it'll get here by Tuesday so we can actually start the process on Tuesday. But until then, I'll, we'll have some more videos, and most definitely useful videos for you. So the first one, most definitely, like I said, now is the invisible zipper. So for your invisible zipper, you would need at least a 5/8. Some people can use a 1/2 inch. You really can't use a 1/2 inch. Okay, but 5/8 I would say is your minimum that you should have. I typically use 1 inch seam allowance, just because it's easier. No offense, it's just easier to mark off the 1 inch on a ruler than it is the 5/8. I have to count one, two, whatever. So that's just me, but feel free to use 5/8. Like I said, I just do the 1 inch. So we're going to pretend like this is the seam, the back seam of where we're going to put our zipper in. Okay, now typically you don't have to make markings when you're doing your seam. I'm just going to do it this way and make the markings just for illustration purposes. Okay, so first we're making a 1 inch seam allowance. So we're going to make it on the length. Let's see if I get it all in frame. No. Oh, by the way, this is your sample, should be around 8. This is 9, but at least 8 inches wide and 15 inches long. So at minimum 8 inches wide, 15 inches long, and you're having two pieces, and you're putting those together, and those will be your sample for your invisible zipper. Okay, so that's the rectangle. And so now I'm just going to make a mark for 1 inch guide purposes. And here you'll be using using your marker. So you either be using your Mark Be Gone, it's the one I like the most, or your disappearing ink. With this marker here to mark it, but I'm just going to use a pen, so hopefully you can see it a little bit better, because sometimes these are a little faded, but hopefully you can see the pen. And when you're doing your sample, most definitely, don't waste your good marker. Go ahead and use a pen. So I'm just going to draw a guideline. Okay, so that is your guideline, your 1 inch. Bring it up closer. Your 1 inch guideline there. Okay, and now what you want to do is we're going to pin these, because we will be sewing these together. So just pop in a couple pins. All right. Now, what you're going to do is we're going to do a 7-inch zipper. Yeah, we'll do 7. Let's see, and 7 is here. Okay. And here's the 7. Let's mark 30. Just mark 7. Okay, 7-inch. So what we're going to do is and this is right on here, top of your garment. This is the zipper stop, and feel free to write. This is your sample. So feel free to write freely. And the fabric I'm using is muslin, so it's easier to write on. Any scraps that you have that you can write on, feel free to use. So wrote zipper stop, and that's the top of whatever garment. So we're going to say this is the skirt that we're using. Now, I always use extra long zippers because I want the zipper stops out the way. So I want the zipper pull out the way at the top and the zipper stop at the bottom out the way. So I always use extra long. So this is 7. I usually want 3 inches above, 3 inches below. So that's 13, at least a 13-inch. And I don't think they come in 13. I think I've seen 7, 9, I think 15, but I always just get the 22s, just easier. Because you know, when you have a skirt or dress the zipper goes into the skirt portion, you're gonna need the longer end. So I just always get these, try to get them when, you know, there's a sale going on, but I always get the 20 to 22 inch. So I always will have an extra long zipper. So what you're gonna do for your invisible zipper, first things first is you're going to do a basting stitch from the top down to here to the zipper stop. Okay, so this is going to be based. I just wrote the word base, and this is, I'll just put regular. So, well, the light's in the way. One is based, one is the regular stitch. So from the top down to the zipper stop, that is your basting. And from your basting, from your zipper stop, down to the end of your garment, that is your regular stitch. And at the zipper stop, you're going to back stitch. Okay, so let's take out the zipper. Okay, they always have a staple in there. Now, what you want to do to prep your zipper, most definitely, so this is your zipper. What you want to do to prep it is to most definitely iron, not hot, warm, your zipper tape. Do not go over the zipper teeth because that can melt it, especially if it's plastic. So just the tape itself. Now your invisible zipper, the right side, you don't see the teeth. The wrong side, you see the teeth. Okay. And this is what I mean when I say at least 3 inches above. That'll be out the way. And this is the zipper stop, so at least 3 inches below will be out the way. And obviously I have a very long zipper, so that will work perfectly. So anything else I want to tell you before we move over to the sewing machine? Nope, that's it.